30 years ago when I was 5.
Yeah.
I wish I was studying for the bar.
There is a guy I know. Everybody talks about him. We don't know him.
Should we bring him live on the show?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Let me. We got to ask him if you know.
Hey, Opie, you're on live on the Northern Lights podcast. How's it going?
Hell yeah. How are you all doing today?
We're doing great. We're doing great, man.
Hey, Opie.
Sick. I just have a simple question.
Oh, yeah. What's up?
When doing cannabis wholesale, could I use underneath the same on point as cannabis, what was it? Transportation?
Yes.
Can you say that last part one more time? Can you use the same business for wholesale as the other one?
He's asking the question. Can you use the same business name for both the transporting and wholesale?
I'd have to look specifically in what licenses you're allowed to hold at the same time.
I think yes.
I'm almost certain that you can.
That one is allowed to have it combined. I just wasn't sure if it would have to have like a different
Nah, you can do the same name.
legal name or whatever.
Nope, it can all be the same business with just a couple different licenses allowed to do a
What
couple
are we
different
talking
things.
about on the Northern Lights podcast today?
You know, we're just doing our high note segment, which is where we sort of end with something that we're just talking about while we're stoned. What have you been talking to people about while you've been stoned?
Still Christmas cookies, bro.
Christmas cookies, my man. I don't blame you there.
And licensing.
Yeah, and licensing. Well, honestly, after getting through the license, I feel like you deserve quite a few Christmas cookies. So definitely get
right.
some. All right, man. Well, I'll hit you up later.
Thank you, bud.
Yeah, talk soon. Bye. There we go. There we go. My favorite way to help people is just saying, I think so. And then they go, yeah, that's what it says on the paper. And I go, yeah, so then, yeah, that. I love Opie. He's the
And
best.
that's why you wish you had a law degree 30 years ago.
30 years ago, when I was 5 years old, I would have been studying.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are doing the math, 35.
Hey, I'm 35.
Hey, I'm 35.
Wait, what?
Oh, I get it.
Oh, all right.
Mark Barris, everybody.
Everyone. Well, so friends, we reached the end of our show, which is where we're stoned. We've sort of talked about the news. If you're listening along, you're clearly at least putting up with us enough. And it's time for the high note, where we just sort of unwind. We talk about something that we've been chatting about during this week. Maybe while stoned, probably while stoned, but maybe otherwise. Just something that's been on our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's something positive, sometimes not. Sometimes it's a random question or fact.
Mm-hmm.
Guys,
Sometimes it's Unwind Moorhead.
yeah. Shout out to Unwind.
They had a booth at Lucky Leaf
Okay.
across from us. They were one of the few brands or distributors or cannabis businesses from Minnesota with products that exhibited. And there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lanes of booths. And Unwind did a great job. They're doing great. They came out. They hung out with Doc Dabbs on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Doc Dabbs took over the booth for a couple hours.
Love it, of course,
And
as he does.
And, you know, I was just thinking about how, as he does, Big Dabs. I was thinking about how national events need local members of their community to integrate, to have the conversations, provide the space, the people.
Mm-hmm.
Unwind is a part of our community. They had a great booth. They're doing great. They're learning all these things that can help them better position themselves. In this case, in Moorhead.
Very cool.
Yeah. And so in a lot of ways, that resembles how I feel coming off of this past weekend.
I dig it, man. Yeah, it was neat being at Lucky Leaf, and I didn't know every brand there by far, but it was cool seeing a couple homegrown brands. It's like, yeah, you're in the expo center. Like, that's neat.
Yeah. The Expo Center, man. The convention center, thumbs up. You know, the convention center location, shout out to the low-key backdoor parking that they offer.
Yeah, apparently that door is just always unlocked. Like, that was nuts to just realize.
I mean, there's like a couple security people to contend with, but like,
Well,
just
yeah.
duck, bob, pop them.
I just offer him a dab.
Oh, yeah, that right, yes. Yeah.
That security guy who hit my pivot was really chill. No,
Wait.
no, I wish.
I was like, wait, the
I
Firewatch,
wish.
the Firewatch lady.
No, the Firewatch lady was not chill. Apparently, those were the people last year that were walking around telling people, you can't have products here. You got to put that away.
Yellow and black.
Yeah, this year a little bit more chill.
Who do you think like ordains the Firewatch person to be like? How do you qualify?
I think Jacob Fry. He just like chooses.
He's just like, you.
Yeah, it's like a knighthood kind of thing.
Okay.
And then it's the Metropolitan Council is briefed
Yeah.
following the meeting.
Okay. How the system works in mysterious ways, folks.
Yeah, it's the same way that, some directory or the heads of different dispensaries get picked. It's just, smoke signals or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Jordan?
I'm gonna use my high note and refer back to episode, I believe, 19 with Bryant Jones. Was that?
Ooh, yeah.
He shared a little tidbit about how to, in his mind, scientifically adequately prepare your flower for smoking. And I haven't used a grinder since that day.
Ooh. Interesting.
I've just been getting personal with the flower, crumbling her up. Yeah, a little sticky fingers. But
Absolutely. It fits your smoking method.
Yes. Yeah, big bong guy. And it has actually, I don't know if it's placebo or me just trying to affirm something.
No,
But
it's science.
I do believe that it is having, or it had an effect on the effect, the potency, just the overall experience. So I'm throwing it back to Bryant Jones from episode 19. Go and listen if you want to.
Yeah, there were some fun tips during that interview.
Yeah. He really gets into it, and I'm like, holy shit. He broke up in my brain a few different times during that episode. So
That's hilarious.
So my high note is that I am getting higher than I
Yes!
used to be. Woo!
There we go.
More terpy.
Yep.
Sticky fingies.
Yeah, and I'm saving money because I'm not going through just
Wow.
big joints all the time, because that's like the convenient, easy thing. That's the habit that was formed. That's the oral fixation, the meditation, all that yada
The
yada.
ritual.
I'm going through a quarter of the flour I
No kidding.
was going through.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's my guy isn't super thrilled, but
Hey,
my wallet is.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I get all my flour from home grow, but that's just because I'm high.
I thought that was just the contact name.
First name, home. Last name,
grow.
grow.
Check it out. It's from 09. It's Drake.
Shout out to no. All right. My high note from this week. I just had to bring in this ad. I got to be honest. I come into the studio every week with no fucking high note, no idea what to talk about. Sometimes I see something funny and it's I should talk about that. And then I do what I always do, which is I get high and I go, that was hilarious, and then I forget.
I had about 6-7 options swirling within about 3 seconds of us really starting the segment. So I was like, let's just roll the die.
Yeah.
See how it plays. And
Yep.
that's the one I went with.
I definitely, when we first started doing this segment, throughout the week, would be oh, that's the one, and I'd go to the notes and I'd type it in and I'd be I'm gonna remember that one.
I've stopped.
Yeah, I don't
typing
do that
things in.
anymore. I'm just I'll remember it. No.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I found an ad that I just wanted to read and just talk about the incredible language that I've never heard sell cannabis before. Now, we all know that cannabis, how do I put this in a way that's not disrespectful towards myself and all my friends?
What type of cannabis are we talking about?
We're talking about tinctures. I think people who use cannabis products for so long have been told, you are wrong, you don't find medical relief from cannabis, that they sometimes fight against standard established medical practices because they were shown, hey, you were told you were wrong and you were actually right. So, keep fighting. So I think the alternative medicine, alternative energies world really unites with cannabis in a way that I don't love, but it is what it is. And I don't have any good reasons why we shouldn't do that. Why shouldn't chakras and cannabis be combined together? Okay. But what I'm noticing here is that we have a direct combination of all of this together in this beautiful ad from our buddies at Biosource Botanical. Now, this isn't shitting on the product. I've never tried the product before in my life. This is just talking about the wonderful ad that you can find in a local, wonderful cannabis magazine. Now, it starts very normal. You'd start reading, Unlike traditional full-spectrum CBD products, which include CBD plus trace amounts of additional compounds, our isolates focus solely on CBD. Okay. All right. Sounds good. And actually, there was a typo there where it doesn't say that. It says, unlike traditional full-spectrum CBD products, which include CBD plus trace amounts of additional compounds, or isolates that focus solely on CBD, comma. Active spectrum preserves the plant's complete therapeutic profile by maintaining the natural synergy of cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids, you've got me, as well as their energy fields. You get a full power of the plant delivered in every BioSource botanical product. These energy fields enable communication between plant compounds and cells, supporting precision mitochondrial activity to reduce inflammation, enhance immune response, and restore balance at the cellular level. Now, putting aside the fact that it is illegal in Minnesota to say that cannabis products impact your body in any way, shape, or form, ignoring that fact, to say that not the cannabinoids, not the terpenes, not the flavonoids, but the energy fields that are established by processing cannabis are really the healing compounds, I just think it's incredible. Now, do you guys have questions? Because I have questions. Don't worry. You can scan the QR code and ask Botanica, their wonderful AI bot that will tell you any questions that you have about this beautiful energy field.
Hi, I'm Botanica, your BioSource Botanicals guide. What should we ask it?
I think we say, what are cannabis energy fields?
Yep.
As he's typing that, I'll read. They have got a bunch of really cool things along the bottom. They are clinically verified or clinically validated. I don't really know what that means.
The medical field acknowledged that somebody has acknowledged that this existed.
That is a product. Okay, yeah. Third-party tested? Yeah, sure. All right, here we go. So cannabis energy fields refer to the natural energy fields and molecular structures inherent in the cannabis plant. These fields are preserved through low-temperature extraction methods. This process ensures that the plant's natural energy fields and molecular structure remains intact, which are often destroyed by heat or chemicals. So are they talking about like terpene loss or like cannabinoid decay? Like, I don't necessarily know what the energy level is.
I feel like this is somebody who is very good at marketing and has no concept of any sort of law.
Yeah. So if you are from BioSource Botanicals, come on down because we would love to have you come and just come and let us sample your product.
I want to feel the energy fields.
I want to feel the energy fields. Wow.
I mean, but at this point, I don't know enough to know that that's not true.
It could be. And let's throw that big asterisk in here, which is that it could be true. You know, we don't know, and we don't definitely want to get sued for anything libelous. We're not making jokes about the product itself or anything. I've never tried this, but the ad itself, man, if it didn't catch my eye in a way that raised some questions.
And that's just the content. Think about the graphic design element. That raises its own set of questions.
Well, I love a good cannabis ad, and they don't have to be good for me to love them. Well, that's all we got for today. Man, it's been a busy episode.
Yeah, you kind of powered on through it, didn't you? A lot of numbers, a lot of
numbers,
house,
a lot of dabs,
representatives,
but moving closer ever towards a legal industry. You know, this is the last episode that's coming out before that application window closes. By the time we're back in the studio recording again, we're going to sort of be on the other side of that. And whether it leads to a bunch of stores being open or more lawsuits or who knows what else, we don't know. But at least we're moving forward.
Up and to the right, baby.
Up and to the right. Well, as always, you can find our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Drop us a subscription. Go comment. What candy do you think should win? Because I've got my opinions. You guys know my opinion, but maybe you like something a little bit different. Maybe you're a Reese's Pieces fan. Maybe you think that pickle and Cheez-It sandwich should have won. Put that in the comments, or don't. That's okay too. But just make sure to tell a friend about Northern Lights. And we're going to be back in your feed next Tuesday. even more fun. And check Tanner's Terp Tasting on Friday. We're going to keep terping, tasting, terps. One of those.
Tannering the terpenes.
That's what we'll be doing here on Northern Lights Podcast. And that's why you guys tune in. Thanks for being here. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye. Northern Lights is a Minnesota Cannabis College production. This episode was produced by me, Tanner Barris, and by Steve Eigenman and Jordan Witt. Production assistance from Marcus Harkis, Shayna Payton, and John Barty. Video and audio recording at the Dabbler Depot studio by Jordan Witt. The information provided in this podcast does not, and is not intended to, constitute legal advice, but is instead for general information purposes only. No listener should act solely on the basis of information provided without first seeking advice from their own legal counsel. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Minnesota Cannabis College. Please listen responsibly.